Well, the first night with the DC1 was fantastic until I hit that dreaded curb again. The damage, though, was not as bad as the first time. Luckily, I believe these body posts on the floating body mounts actually saved a lot of damage to the car. So we'll show you exactly what happened, some options that we're going to have here to fix it. And then, hopefully we'll get this thing out tonight or within the next night or two and start ripping the freaking road apart again. So I'm Chad. This is the Dorky M40 RC channel. We're going to make you faster today. So as I said, the first five hits of the DC1 were fantastic. Was just running pretty much motor. I think I ended up putting maybe 4 or 5 degrees of boost and playing around with some things before I let her rip. Now, some things, this thing, first of all, is a completely different animal than what I am used to. I'm used to kind of the big buggy build with the shocks and the 5-star, and it was kind of like goofy and kind of just wobbled around everywhere, and there was slop everywhere. JQ always talks about the feeling of being on the track or in the track. And so, when you're on the track, you're getting down the track, you're moving around, but you just don't feel like you are just in it. Like this had that in the track feeling where it was a hit that it was making hits that like I just have never felt before. It felt just like it was a power animal and everything was going straight. Now, one thing that I did not think about or take into accounting for was the shutdown area. And I know, horrible, and steering. So I did notice, just like trimming it out, that I needed to up my steering point a little bit. So I run my steering ramp just like I do a throttle ramp with the sandwall. I have the wheels go to a certain point and then slowly ramp over. I just kind of like that. It seems to have worked a lot better than putting a lot of expo in there. And I've been able to drive out of some hella situations. So didn't really have that problem with this. I honestly don't even know what happened at the end on the shutdown. But, I put a little bit of drag brake in here, about 20%. We've got a pretty clean shutdown all the way if you just keep it going straight. And the only thing I could think of is that I probably corrected to the right, and then my tires, my front end was probably up and I didn't have steering, and it probably went to the right, and that's why it hit the curb. I really don't like pumping brakes, slamming on the brakes. I got my brakes turned like really, really low. I just like to run it out, but I'm probably going to have to definitely think about that now. So the actual impact of the car did a little bit of body damage and stuff. And on the actual car itself, all we ended up breaking was this front centering bracket right there. You can see that it's cracked, and I've got a couple different options to replace it with. Couldn't get the injection molded stuff yet. Still waiting to hear back from Steve about that. But I did order like 3D printed version, and also they have an aluminum version. So we lost some body posts. And then we did break a rear shock eyelet as well. So we've got everything to put the car back together now. That's one thing that I really didn't do. I got the car together and was so excited to actually run it. I really didn't think, what if you wreck it? And I literally wrecked it and didn't get to race it that night. So that was a big bummer. So we've got a box of parts and stuff here, just some basic stuff. There's still things that I need. Like I think everybody needs arms and those kind of things, but don't have those yet. So we'll see when I can actually get some of those. So hopefully that is soon. And I also believe that we're going to add just one brass plate to the front bumper here, just to make sure that the front end is getting down staying down a little bit more, have a little bit more weight there. So the impact obviously was up here on the front bumper too. It's got some scuffs and scratches on it, but this, beefcake of a bumper has not broke or cracked or anything. Just took that hit and laughed. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some of these replacement parts on here, and then we'll show you guys what things are looking like afterwards. Got the car all together here, and I am super happy with the way everything is looking. If you take a look here, you can see that we went ahead and did the brass plate. We replaced the parts here in the front, and we also got this awesome battery holder that they sell. Now this is made to fit the actual 15200 brick, but you can actually get the 11400 in here, and you can use some foam inserts or some dual lock or something like that to keep it in place. And it's got this nice thick O-ring type of system here that just kind of holds everything in place. I really love the way that is. We threw a brass plate on the front, like I said, and then we might have to do some spring adjustments. I don't really like that. I would think I need a little bit of a tougher spring. It seems to want to bottom out a little too much on the front, but when we get out on the track, we will figure that all out. So one of the best things is that I saw today, and I actually was speaking with Steve earlier, is that R1 is starting to get in all of the injection molded parts. And boy, talk about just like how fair these prices are for these things. It's pretty amazing. And you'll find out why I'm kind of like real big on that coming up soon. So these prices on these things for replacements and the quality that they are is just the way to go. I mean, it just makes me feel even better about my commitment to the DC1. Now I do have a lot of different stuff here. You can actually, they got kits in stock, and they actually are doing the buggy kit and everything too. If you want to do that, I would go for the full DC1 build though. Just having the nicer shocks and just everything all together really is a big deal. I said earlier in the video just how the 5-star car just did not feel like it was in the track like this one does, and it really gives you a lot of confidence going down through there. I mean, considering I only ran this thing, the first 3 hits were at like 85% dual rate, and I was running like 215s. So just think about that for a second. You know, we were running, that was a fast time last year on a GNSS, 70 miles an hour at 215, and we were at 85% dual rate with no timing or anything at all in the motor. So I said earlier that, you know, we'd never want to get stuck at a race without parts, and that was just kind of an oversight for my thought to not put an order in and start getting actual parts to race this car. And now you can see we're starting to build up a collection. I've got more stuff over here in the tool bag, like different shocks and some hardware and some things like that. But you know, we ordered stuff like some carbon, like real shock towers, some extra body posts, the 3D printed stuff for the body mounts, and some of the front stuff, aluminum bulkhead, these nice transmission spacers just in case we strip out one of those. They also have these extended hex body mount posts that will go right onto the downforce directed mount, which I really like, and an aluminum bulkhead setup, which I may or may not use because I just really like the way that the injection molded stuff is turning out. And then of course we just saw that it is all available now. More parts are coming daily that I have on my car that will be available for yours, and you can see that the price conversion is going to be super duper cheap, which is just amazing. Again, R1 is super committed to becoming like a full RC company, not just the electronics and the motors, but getting the DC1 out there and making it perfect for people of all budgets, ages, sizes, whatever you want to do with it. So really like that. All that kind of stuff. So that's it for this video. Quick recap of what's going on with everything, and hopefully we will be out testing. We got a race Saturday, probably going to skip tonight. It's Thursday, go out tomorrow night, take it easy tonight. We'll see what happens. I don't know. So we're learning and having a lot of fun on the way, and we'll have more of those backup injection molded parts. So we will just keep sending this baby until we are 1.6, 1.7s constantly. That is the goal, and I'll tell you how to do it when it happens. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.